Really make a lot of this stuff up. Literally, it feels like every single time we are on social media or we see, in a sort of instance where art is involved, it got to be fixed in some shape or form, or it's not as dark of the character as it should be for whatever reason. Which, dear gosh, can people just please just do something else? There is so many other things that we could possibly do. Have fun with, chill with the boys, or hang with the girls. Doesn't necessarily matter. But at the end of the day, the fact that people are still brain dead and literally have no mindsets whatsoever, and just still talk about how certain art should be fixed, and oh, a character's skin tone color is not dark enough, and all this other stuff. That's the reason why all those, like, a few months ago, or however months ago it was, where I talked about, black people in the anime community. That's why I made the video I did on it. Because it's literally just like, bro, there is so many things that does not need to be a thing, and this is one of those things. So obviously I'm mainly referencing the whole picture of, somebody on, I don't know what platform they're drawing on, I assume Twitter, but they was basically drawing Fry from Splatoon. And then all it takes is just one person to say something nonsensical, and then a whole bunch of other people come through with their whole ass takes too, and and you get stuff like this, and it's very weird, it's very strange every single time I see it. And it makes me just straight up feel like every single time I see people, dunk on a character getting their whole skin color changed up in some shape or form, it's like the most non-surprising thing ever. Because let's just be real, right? Like, there is many different reasons as to why Japanese or Chinese or whatever show of the eastern side of the world will kind of come through, make a darker looking character, and what the actual explanation of that thing is, right? Sometimes you will have them to actually just be, black characters, and that's fine. But then sometimes you'll have them to be in a tan, just kind of have the tan thing going, and that's the reason why, and then also it could be the fact they are Gairu too, which still adds to that whole tan thing, but also the makeup parts of it and stuff like that too, right? How I used to be saying, like, Momo from Dandadan is looking mad Latina as hell. It's because she kind of does, but at the same time, realistically, this is just Gairu stuff. And that's what that is, and it's not really anything overly crazy, right? As much as, some characters look actually, dark as hell, look like they're black as shit, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's exactly what they are. Like, even something like Xinyan, when it comes down to Genshin, she looks dark as hell, look like an ebony queen, but at the end of the day, that's not really the case. She's actually tan. They just don't really go into another direction with that, and especially I highly doubt they'll ever really would want to take the tan off of that character, because oh boy, would that be kind of a controversy in itself. But still, nonetheless though, yes, Xinyan is a tan person. That's just how it is, right? Because she's different. It's basically, they kind of just took some aspects of, the Gairu side of things, or at least that's what it feels like, and then they kind of use it in their own ways or whatever to kind of make Xinyan look like the way they actually look, and that's just how it is. And again, not every single character is going to be like that, but there's a lot of characters more times than not that is just like that, right? And that's just ultimately how it is. That's the description that another person wants to give to their characters and stuff like that. That's perfectly fine. Do what the hell you want to. It's not that big of a deal. But then, oh boy, when the internet comes through, when Twitter comes through, when all these other social media sites come through, and then they see this sort of thing, that's when everything just goes absolutely wild for literally no damn reason. It's like, bro, it's like these days you can't have anything, right? You can't actually follow any sort of faith or whatever. You can't necessarily be straight as hell if that's what you want to be, because the internet deems it to be, bad and whatever. And now you can't really sit here and form a different character to look different in some shape and form, or even have just a lightly more saturated, version of that character, or maybe take a little bit of the darkness off of them because of the light bouncing off their skin in some shape and form. You can't necessarily have anything because people are sad, and more so, Americans are racist. And this is where it's like, bro, I honestly can't take this shit seriously, because it shouldn't even be this much of a problem. It shouldn't even be this much of a fight, right? If someone wants to draw Fry looking more paler than she, is actually, and that's what they want to do, then they, by all means, have fun. Do what you want to do. If we literally had a whole ass trend where we took Hatsune Miku and made her ass Brazilian, I don't see why we can't necessarily let the opposite aspect of that just to be the case, right? I don't really get that. And then literally that was a trend where no one had any issues with whatsoever, and everybody was perfectly fine. But the moment we do something again like this, with Fry, this is what we get here. And it doesn't make sense. Anytime there is a drawing where someone tries to fix something, especially when they try to make the character more blacker than they usually are, or they should be, I'm not gonna sit here and lie, that shit looks like absolute dog water trash, and it's trash. You just did that just because. That's essentially what that is. That's not really art. That's not even art in the slightest. That's just, I don't even know what the hell that is. That just some nonsense, if I'm gonna be honest. That's the best word I can kind of, describe this whole damn thing. Because that's what it really just shapes and forms into. It's not necessary to go down this route. And then what makes this worse too is either A, it's somebody that's black that's hating on this, and then they want to go ahead and try to take the original drawing, trace over that, and then essentially be like, yeah, I fixed it. Even if it's, still looking like the character and whatever, and that's just how it is. It's just like, that's still you taking over somebody else's work, and then you just saying, you being a bitch, if we're gonna be honest, and then you just basically trying to, own it like it's your own thing. And it's like, no, that's not how that works. And then, or you just try to go incredibly racist, and you try to blacken up enough to make sure it's, something for you to look at and be like, yeah, that's peak right there. That's the absolute best thing right there. When it's not. I'm pretty sure fat ass Mr. Popo Lips on Fry is not the peakness that anybody cares for. There's only one person that has the okay to look like that, and that's Mr. Popo himself, because we all pretty much accept that. Anybody else doing that shit is unacceptable whatsoever, if we're gonna be honest, right? That's why they killed the blue version of Mr. Popo, because hell no. What the hell was that? We don't know. Really, when you have a situation like this and some person open a mouth about a character not being dark enough, or there's some character coloring that just feels weird or anything like that, when this get called out, every time it happens, the person that calls it out and the subsequent people that come through after, it just makes the conversation really stupid, really dumb, and it wasn't even that in the first damn place, right? It was literally just like, it's just like, hey, what if we made Fry just a bit more paler or something, right? And that's just ultimately how it is. And then, this is where the old stupid stuff coming through with everybody wanting to fix certain things, when there was nothing wrong with that entirely at all. You did this jump with Horikoshi with that one, miracle picture of her just kind of like standing there looking mad and menacing. Dang, I do not want to be in her line of sight right there. But when it comes down to it though, literally calling him out on some, it's too pale, she has too much whiteness going on, there, I fixed it, and all this other stuff, when it's just like, that's not how this works. It's really not. Again, this is where I'm like, bro, I really severely hate a lot of like representation of how people, how people kind of go about representation of people's colors these days when it comes down to it. Let's just keep it very much static too, and I'll be real. One, this representation of color thing shouldn't even be a thing, because everyone should already respect each other at this, especially at this point. Whether it's religion, or whether it's your color, whether it's your gender, whatever, everybody should be able to respect each other, to at least not wanting to, get mad over what somebody is, or something is, or whatever, or what they look like, or however the hell. Like at this point, if your ass still having the vibes of 1960s, your ass needs to go ahead and get on with the newer times, because damn, are you still in that type of timing with your 1950s having ass? You're boring as shit, and you need to go home. You smell bad, and your teeth is rotten. That is literally how it is for most people, right? Because at this point, it shouldn't be the case. We shouldn't be needing, oh yeah, representation that damn hard, because there's really no reason for it, right? That was the whole point of all the people sacrificing themselves from the 1960s and from the past times to get people a better life, at least in America when it comes down to it. Like, we should be over this shit by now. That shit shouldn't really even be a thing, and yet it still is. Because people won't let that shit die. Number one. And then number two, it's just like, bro, there's really no, again, especially in the realm of fiction, where everything kind of goes out the walls of just the rules of how things is, and you could chuck it out the window and scrape it off the walls and throw it more so out the window. It's just like, bro, it's not that big of a deal, right? This is fiction that you're talking about, where you have characters that literally don't look half their age, characters that are basically taller than life, and other characters that are lollies that has big tits. Literally, there is no reason whatsoever to sit here and just be absolutely that damn mad over a blacker or a darker character looking mad white as hell, or looking really different, or something like that. There is literally no reason whatsoever, and I don't get that. I really don't. It's just weird every single time. The rules of drawing and how it is, there really is no rules of drawing. You could draw whatever the hell you want to, if that's the damn case, right? So I don't really understand why the hell people gotta get so pissy all over, you know, a character, you know, not being black enough or whatever, right? It just doesn't make any sense. Or especially too, we have people to come through, try to fix the drawings as well, and then be like, oh yeah, that's peak right there, when it's not, because your ass has no drawing abilities whatsoever, and then basically you just have to shit on somebody else's work just to make yourself feel good, or your people feel good, which that's a whole nother can of worms too, which I will open right now, just to keep very much a stack. Not all black people are the same. We're not. Let's just be real. Like, if you put deadass a hood white in versus a black guy that's actually within, you know, like a governmental setting, and, you know, corporate, got money, speaks proper and all that sort of stuff, do you think these people are gonna, you know, kind of go have the perfect right type of chemistry? They're gonna vibe really well? No. YN's gonna be talking about shooting up a store to do some robbery or something like that, only for the government guy just like, yeah, I'm calling the police on that, because what the hell is this? And that's just how it is. And then people gonna find that to be racist or something like that, right? As a black person myself, I know there's a whole ass saying of just, not all black folk is kinfolk. I don't think anything else needs to be said after that, right? That's like if you put essentially 3 white people in a, you know, same setting, and do you think they're gonna get along if one's a redneck, one's a farm guy, and the other one is just, you know, a capitalist on California, and they sell you bottled air? I'm pretty sure at least the farmer and the redneck is gonna beat the shit out of that capitalist ass, because why are you selling air? But that's just how it is though, right? Again, not everybody is the damn same, right? So when I see, unfortunately, my people acting like this, or at least people that share the same skin color as I do, acting like this, and from the same damn place, just, you know, kind of dumping all over people's hard work, people's drawing ability, it pisses me off high key, right? It really does, because it just made me feel like, bro, you assholes don't deserve effing anything. Really, you don't, because it's like what's the point to this, right? If you want a black character, if you want a character that is of your color and of your skin, then bitch, make your own character. I've done so. Corey Kenshin, with his book Monsters We Make, he has done so. What is your sad ass excuse that you can't do it? Why? Because what is this? Why is this? Right? And this is just one of the many myriad of issues that plagues not only just the online space, but also just, you know, America as a whole, with how they kind of perceive things in the realm of fiction. There's too many damn problems to count. But when it comes down to it though, it's just really dumb that this is still a thing, that this is still something that people are hella hard for when it comes down to, you know, caring about representation points this damn much over a damn character, right? It's like they basically wait around on Twitter, see somebody do something a bit different to a character, and then every single person that is like this, that likes to act out on posts like these, have their dicks in their hands or in their vaginas, ready to just rub vigorously, because they're just like, oh yes, yeah, we're really gonna change things up, we're gonna fix some drawings today, boys and girls. That's what it feels like. They're being weird as hell, and it's very much unnecessary, right? You think my ass is weird? Nah, there's way more weirder people on a daily basis on Twitter than anything I could cook up. That's just how it is. But yeah, really, it's just sad that this shit is still a thing, right? That it's still a thing that people care this desperately for because they're so damn bored. It's just weird. It's just weird, and it just reminds me that sometimes social media isn't real. Sometimes social media isn't real. Twitter isn't real, and just how people kind of act, it just isn't real. Sometimes we just need to remind ourselves that. Go outside, smell the roses, touch grass, actually touch grass, put up some damn sheetrock on top of a ceiling, because sometimes we gotta realize what actual life is and not just let's dump on the nearest Asian person because we can. Like, the hell is wrong with you? And if you are someone that's Asian that's watching this video, and I don't know if this like bothers you or something like that, which it really shouldn't, but I'll go ahead and say it. Literally keep cooking. Literally keep cooking the way you will always be cooking, because that's just how it is. As a black guy my dang self that is inspired by a lot of anime and a lot of Asian culture entirely, I also just very much like the vibe of how y'all got certain things. I'm not gonna sit here and say I agree with every little thing y'all do, right? And every little thing of how y'all kind of go about certain things with characters and stuff like that, because sometimes it's okay, copyright. It's okay to let characters breathe a little and let people kind of do certain things sometimes. But when it comes down to, you know, in terms of what they want to create, what they want to do, you know, it's like, let them cook. Let them cook what they want to do. And just let them eat. Let them eat cake. It's just a fun time, right? Because that's just what they do. That's just what they like. That's what they want to create. That's fine. I want to create certain things of the same caliber. Hell, my damn harem, my OCs is mostly full of paler skinned characters, and that's fine. I don't really care that deeply to add more dark skinned characters. I just wanted one. That's just how it is. And it wasn't because of representation. I just wanted one because dark-skinned characters are hot sometimes. That's really what I wanted to say for this one, just to kind of point this out again, because why is this a thing? It shouldn't be a thing. It's very stupid and it's dumb, and makes me lose brain cells every single time, right, that we see this sort of stuff. And it's the most boring shit people do every single time, right? And really, again, like I said before, I just want to put a emphasis on this because it shouldn't be a thing. It really shouldn't be. Literally, people, if you want a character so bad to be black, create one yourself. That's what I've done. That's what people will continue to do if that's what they really want. And ultimately, when you just do stuff like this, you just look like a petty, sad asshole that really don't do anything but be online all the time, trying to act like a YN when honestly it doesn't work out for you. Please stop it and get some help. But that's really all I want to say for this one, so hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification on your way out, also follow my socials, and if you'd like to donate to the channel, Kofi Cash App is available as well. And until then, it's my boy Jay, signing off. Have a blessed day.